Hello, everyone. I'm Gloria Kevlicue. Welcome to day 2 of the finals of the ICSA Women's National Championship. I'm your host, and I'm joined here by Sophia Reinecke and Spencer Kriegstein. Do you two want to tell us a little bit about what we were seeing on the starting lines yesterday?
Yeah, so beginning early on in the day, kind of saw a little bit of a pin bias off the line. A lot of girls going for that pork tack approach, making it work sometimes, but also sometimes being a little bit risky, not making the pin. Saw a few people circle back around, duck the fleet, reverse rabbit, and it ended up being boats actually a few spots down the line that were able to tack off, get clear, and then rip it up the course. Spencer, thoughts on that?
Yeah, of course, in the racing like this, the start tends to be the most important part of the race. For the boats that can get off cleanly, it's going to unfold a little bit easier. And like you were saying, Sophia, the pin end was favored by the race officer early in the day, and that was the winning strategy. But going that way also posed some risk for the sailors.
For sure, for sure. In current-based venues, too, you know, with not many passing lanes a lot of the time, the start is really the priority of the race. You know, it's make or break, and I think we saw that from a lot of the teams. And if they were able to come back, it was boat speed or just, you know, sticking to the process the whole time. So pretty big important factor for the yesterday was the start.
Right, and you can kind of see current playing a factor on your screens here, folks. This is some footage from yesterday's racing. Keep in mind, this is the pre-race show, right? So we're here to give you insider information on what you may or may not have missed yesterday. We're just waiting for Breeze to fill in, postponed currently. But as you can see on your screens, yesterday's racing was very, very tight. Do you guys want to kind of talk about a little bit about the current standings, the teams that are sitting comfortably or maybe not so comfortably after today?
Yeah, so pretty interesting stuff here. I pointed it out this morning. Our top 3 teams are all sister combos. Some twins, some not. And honestly, like I said, I've never sailed on the same team as my sister, but I can only imagine like how cool it must be to sail with your best friend and have them piggyback off of you and go to them for support and kind of just keep the vibes high like how you would in your family. So that's pretty interesting to see, and you can also see in the scoreline here for the top 3 teams, you know, after a digger, they tend to come back pretty strong. It's pretty good mental headspace, it looks like.
In my opinion, Sophia and Gloria, what separates these top 3 teams right now from the rest of the field is the ability to not have really deep races over and over again. If the race were to be one bad race, they followed up with a good race after that one. And to boot, you can't have anything above 13, 14, 15. That really starts to set you back in the fleet. So particularly Stanford and Yale did a really nice job yesterday of eliminating any sorts of scores in that range, coming into more 10s, 8s if they were to be out of the top 5, which I'll tell you, they weren't out of the top 5 very much, and that's really impressive in the racing like this.
Yeah, and there's no doubt about it. We can't start the pre-race show without talking about our current top standing team, Stanford. Right? So let's talk about them.
Yeah, so Stanford, pretty incredible day yesterday. Seeing some leadership from Michelle in A Division, keeping it consistent, keeping it tight. And also little sister Vanessa, freshman in B Division, you know, not letting the noise or the outside influence get to her, being super level-headed. Only one finish, you know, outside of the top 10. All the rest are single-digit low numbers, and it just goes to show I think they're in a good spot. You know, it seemed like from the post-race interview with Vanessa, she was going off the support of her team, and that was cool for me to hear. I love that.
Yeah, on that note there, it comes down to making those good races firsts and seconds and thirds, which is what Stanford was able to do. And when they find themselves back in the fleet a little bit, and Sophia, you know this better than anybody, able to grind it out, what I call a grind out race. It might not be automatic right off the starting line to have a first place or a second place locked in, but you're able to say, okay, I'm back a little bit in the fleet. I'm not going to get first or second, but I'll find a way to get up to 10th, up to 8th, up to 7th. That saves a lot of points in the standings and really, really helps a team solidify themselves in the top 3 and fight for the podium at the end of the championship.
Yeah, and I have to say, you know, Vanessa in B division right now, she has 5 wins in races. That means out of half of the races she's sailed thus far at nationals, she's won 5 of them.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I can only imagine the feeling that she's feeling right now. It's pressure, but it's also excitement. I'm sure, even though we're postponed, you know, the girls would love to get back on the water and keep continuing to give it their all and prove that they're dominant. And it is a tough field. And like you were saying, Spencer, when you are in those positions where you're a little bit further back in the fleet, it's fighting the urge to go for those high-risk maneuvers or high-risk moves and just taking it one boat at a time, one mark rounding at a time, one tack at a time. You know, you can't really get caught up in everything going on around you. It's just dumbing it down, goal-oriented process, and picking them off. And that's it.
Not all 7th, 8th place races are built the same, are they?
No.
There's 7th and 8th place where you are in first and finish 7th. Not the best look. There's 7th or 8th place where you are in 15th and finish in the top 10 there. That's a little bit of a better race, and some people even consider those types of races, those comeback races, the best races of the entire regatta, don't they?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I know I was talking about that a ton yesterday, but there are some races and some regattas. I actually remember one in Newport it was the college women's nationals or so, and I was OCS, and you know, I think we rounded the pin, and then obviously we're in last for a majority of the race. And by some miracle, I think we got a 9, and me and my crew, you know, we high-fived, we fist-bumped, and we hugged each other after the race because we were like, you know, this is a pretty solid 9, dude. Like, it's great to have that in the scoreline. And, yeah, just, again, fighting for every point, and hopefully we can get out there today and see some more of that. I love the competition. I love the high stress, and you can see it, too, when they rotate on the docks and all the teams are there to see each other. You know, we have some people get into the boats that even aren't sailing, and they bail out the boats for their teammates, and it's that bit of confidence and like love and support from your friends and your family that allows you to go out there and just stay disciplined, stay on task. I want to see more of it. I'm excited.
Right. And so we're talking about how, you know, the top leaders of the regatta right now, the top 3 teams, it's all sister combos. Let's take a look at some of these divisions, right? So in B division, leading B division by 30 points is Vanessa Larkamp, right? We won't stop saying her name. She's definitely, I mean, she's had a stellar regatta so far. We've got Vanessa Larkamp, 26, with Grace Austin and Abigail Tyndall, right? Then second place in B division right now sitting is Harvard University with 61 points. So that's 30-point gap, right? Even if we were to get a race out there today, right? Let's say worst case scenario, Vanessa gets last place. She's still holding the lead in B division. So, you know, in Harvard's B divisions, in second we have Marbella Marlowe, Cordelia Byrne, Margot Silman, Juliana Ruggieri, right? Then we have your BC Eagles, Sophia. We have Michaela O'Brien, Lily Mathau, and Sarah Schumann. And then we've got Yale's Emma Coles. We've got Ximena Escobar, Helena Ware, and Carmen Berg. And then we actually, I'd like to talk about them. We've got Bowdoin College in 5th place in B division. The Polar Bears, Lauren Rusler, Megan Gonzalez, and Hattie Slayton. I think the Bears have had a stellar performance so far.
Bowdoin, certainly a dark horse coming into this event. Nobody, I don't think, expected them to be up at the podium. But here they are, top 5 teams in the standings after day one. It's really an impressive performance, and I think it speaks to the consistency between the 2 divisions there for Bowdoin. being able to continue to put up good scores. We watched them yesterday right here come out to the right side of the race course near us and pass half the fleet and win the race. It's races like that that really set a team up for success, isn't it?
Yeah, Bowdoin, phenomenal performance in the semis as well. I was watching that from afar. I wasn't here, didn't get to see it live, but, you know, they've put their heads down, they put in the work, got a great program. It's actually one of my favorite college venues to sail at. Didn't get to sail there too often, but, you know, they go on the water like every other team, and they give it their all, and it's showing. They've built up huge in the past few years, stellar performances. So hopefully, again, we can see more out of them today.
Right, and we're looking at their A division Bowdoin skipper Elizabeth Kaplan, class of 23 with Hollis Hirsch 25. Right, so they're in sixth place in A division. That is not an easy task, and you know, I'm curious. You know, I can't help but think with an A division skipper performing so well, she's in her senior year, right? So I can't help but think, what's going to happen with the team next year, right? So they're gonna have this great year at this nationals. Hopefully they finish the day strong. Today's their last day to show themselves, and you know, I'm curious to see what their lineup's going to be looking like for next year. It's always tough to lose an A division strong skipper from school.
Certainly a question. Certainly something that the schools have to answer for themselves. And Gloria, to your point, just looking at A division there's a lot of 420 experience from prior to college. Of course, A division was racing in 420s yesterday. I think that's a factor, in my opinion. A lot of these skippers had a lot of success in club 420s, many in I 420s as well. That plays into being able to have success here in an E 420 or a Z 420 on the college field, and I think that's what we're seeing with these standings after 10 races.
Right, and so, you know, taking a look at it, the breeze is looking pretty light for today. Let's talk a little bit about what a postponement mental state looks like for these sailors.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. You know, I think the past two nationals, women's nationals in particular, have been pretty light, so had to get used to sitting on land for quite some time. You can see on your screen here, we got some teams playing cornhole. I think they've got some other games set up there too, but I know as an athlete, everyone has a specific pre-race routine, whether it be running, whether it be reading a book. Pretty sure like everyone listens to music, so what kind of music are you listening to? But in the end of the day, if you get to the venue and there's no breeze or there's too much breeze and you have to wait, how is that playing into your nerves? Like, do you have anxiety? Do you need to run around? It's just a lot to think about when you're waiting to perform and you want to go out and get it done right away. So, wondering what some of us are doing.
I'll tell you, a lot of people might think that the teams in the lead want no more racing today. They want to call it off and just hoist the trophy. I don't think that's true. I think teams, and I know it for a fact. I was speaking to Michelle Larkamp just before this. Sophia, you and I had a bit of a conversation about this. Obviously, you guys having won last year. Nobody wants to just have it called. They want to go out and win it on the water. And so as much as those leading teams are afraid to slip or nervous about that, they also want to go out and compete. That's what they're here to do. That's what they love doing. And trust me, the sailors anywhere in the fleet, they want win. They want to go out there and they want to show their skills.
Yeah, for sure. I know most of the girls want to get back on the water. The more races, the more ways and options and things you can prove that you're dominant. And when it becomes, you know, thank God we have we have already 10 races locked in, but any less than that and it becomes, okay, are people questioning the fact that you won? Is it really a win? There's a lot of different thoughts that go into your head as both a winner, if you do win that way, and the people that are off the podium. Could I have given more? Would it have ended differently? So a lot to think about. And again, I'm optimistic that we'll get some races in today. Always keeping the vibes high. So we'll see.
I'll tell you, they're pretty good at that down here in these tents that they've all set up. A lot of games being played, a lot of music being listened to, which is always something fun to do. People having snacks. We're lucky to be here in New York. There's a lot of a lot of good food to go around, folks. I'll tell you that. People having their bagels, their bakeries, their Italian food, and all the rest. So they're making the best of it, but we want to see some racing just as much as everybody else does.
Right, you guys couldn't have said it better. We're going to roll into a really quick break, folks, but stay in your seats and stay tuned.
Gear up with Zim and West Coast Sailing. We have the gear you need at a great price, backed by fast shipping and outstanding service. As proud partners of college sailing, Zim and West Coast Sailing offer 15% discounts to student athletes on all apparel and soft goods. Get all the top brands including Gill, Rooster, Zyke, Ronstadt, and more. Go to zimsailing.com/college sailing or westcoastsailing.net/scholastic-sailing for details and to apply for your student athlete discount code today.
Hello, everybody. We're back here with the pregame show. We're happy to have you all with us as we wait for wind here. We're very happy to be joined by Bob Adam from Zim Sailing. Bob, welcome.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Bob, you've done such incredible work with Zim Sailing. We're really, like Spencer said, we're very lucky to have you. I've known you for quite some time now. I know B-Rad, your son, he went to St. Mary's, so, been very lucky to know you for some time now. But thank you so much for joining us, and we want to know a little bit more about Zim. We want to know a little bit more about West Coast Sailing. So, to start it out, do you want to tell us a little bit about your Give Back program?
Yeah, so, when we signed a contract with College Sailing, we wanted it to be a partnership. We did not want it to be any form of a one-way deal. And so at the end of the day, what we did was decided that for all the parts, all of the sales that universities buy, that 5% would go back to College Sailing. And I think it's a real win-win for College Sailing. It's a win-win for Zim, and everyone kind of benefits. So,
Right.
That's terrific. And as I understand, you have a student-athlete discount program as well for these sailors. Can you talk a little about that, particularly how it relates to college sailors being able to utilize it?
yeah, so, we, in addition to selling boats, we also sell gear, and West Coast Sailing obviously has a massive online presence, and we do pretty well ourselves at Zim. Two different companies per se, but what we do is that for any college sailor, we do a 15% discount. So that's dry suits, salopettes, boots, gloves, whatever they need. And it just kind of helps give a little bit back to the kids to get properly outfitted. So,
Very nice, very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, so Zim Sailing, you guys have been taking the sailing world by storm over the past 10 years, right? So you guys are now the largest dinghy manufacturer and distributor in North America. How did that come to be? And tell me a little bit more history about Zim Sailing.
well, it I guess started out in 2008 when Steve Perry was sitting at his kitchen table trying to figure out what to do, and bought a couple of molds of FJs and 420s that nobody really knew was around, and I joined him in 2010, and we bought a small trailer, parts and gear trailer. We went to regattas around New England. We were fortunate to have people like Pearson Potts and Max Simmons and my son Bradley sailing the boat, and many others that did pretty well, and it just kind of steamrolled where it's a relationship business, and we're thrilled to have some pretty solid relationships with the coaches, with yacht clubs, etc. I like to say we started out in a 1,600 square foot tradesman unit, Then we moved to 5,000 square feet, and we didn't know how we'd fill it. Then we moved to 11,000 square feet. We still didn't know how we'd fill it. And then we moved to, and this was every year for 5 years. And then we moved to 25,000 square feet, and now we have over 40,000 square feet in Rhode Island. We have over 50 employees in Rhode Island.
Wow.
And it's, we just signed a deal with Hobie Sailboats. So we're the worldwide manufacturer and distributor of Hobie sailboats. So it's much more than the amazing, college fleets that we do. So it's really spread across sailing in general.
That's incredibly impressive.
Particularly with college, you're talking about these good results that really help launch the company. As I understand, some of these schools are sailing with Zim boats at home, and some of them are doing quite well here at this regatta. Do you know any of those schools you can point out for us?
Sure. Obviously you've got, the top three, Stanford, BC, and Yale, that have our boats. But what's even more impressive is that I counted it up earlier, 13 of the 18 schools that are competing today have either current fleets or they have fleets that are on order. So, it's we've really worked hard at quality, durability, and performance. And we're not perfect, but we work hard at it, and we're responsive to issues that come up with the colleges. They'll send us notes. Here's how we can make this a little bit better, and that's where we're at. So.
Incredible. And so, those Zim 420Es and CFJs, right? Tell us a little bit more about these boats. We're starting to see them more and more and more, right? What makes these boats so special and unique, and, why are so many schools now sailing in them?
One of the things is that, people started infusing the FJ and the 420, and we open mold our boat. We hand lay them up. We weigh out the resin. We cut the glass. We have great craftsmen that, just do an amazing job and have been doing it for years. I mean, one of the guys, our lead manufacturer, assembler, he built my 470 back in the day.
Wow.
So that's, the experience that these guys have. The FJ, Brown University was one of the first premier schools to purchase our boats. They've had great luck with them. And then we decided that we had a enclosed deck 420 for several years. And then we revised that a few years ago to have the model, or the version 2, which is what these guys are sailing now and what all of the schools are buying. And we tried to make it very similar to the Z420, but improve upon that. So we tried to have the same performance characteristics without the some of the maintenance issues that they were experiencing with the boats. And I think we've been successful at that. One of the cool things that we did is we expanded upon the deck area in the aft quarter, and that's allowed for teams to do more tacks and jibes without scooping water into the boat.
Nice.
And that's kind of where we are. So.
Very nice. Very nice. As you talk about and think about schools wanting to buy a new fleet of boats, they want to replace their whole fleet. What does that look like? How long will it take for a school to get a new fleet? Can you talk about the supply chain and things like that, so that schools thinking about it can get some info?
Yeah, the supply chain's certainly been a challenge over
Yeah,
the last
sure.
few years, in particular with sales. There's been a massive shortage of Dacron cloth that all of the manufacturers have been experiencing, and North was no exception to that. You know, we had huge delays on that, and frankly, our company spent thousands and thousands of dollars to air freight sales from Sri Lanka, which was a pretty bold move on our end to keep these teams going. You know, it's never comforting when you're delivering a fleet of boats and it's like paperweight. Well, the sales they're not there, so you
Can't use
can't
them,
use
can
the
you?
boats, you know?
Right. Well, I'll say that you guys definitely did an incredible job getting everything delivered to all these teams.
The lead time now is, you know, it's basically we're delivering boats in 2024 is where we are. And, you know, I'm talking to coaches here, and they want boats over the next couple of years. And that's almost what the process is between they go through their systems with the school and raising funds and getting appropriations from their capital budget. It's a process.
Absolutely. And, my final question for you, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet here. You know, in 2 words, I'm going to give you 2 words. If you need a few more words, you can take them. But what does college sailing mean to you?
I'm still happily married to my college crew after 35 years.
See, and now that is so well said. That is brilliant. There you go. You heard it here from Bob, folks. So we're going to take a quick short break, and then we're going to send it over to Sophia. She's got a nice interview for us. Thank you so much, Bob.
Thanks for having me
Thanks,
on.
Bob.
Of course.
Hey, I'm here with Catherine and Caroline from Brown. We have a freshman, first time at college nationals for Catherine, and then senior Caroline here to give us a little bit of variety and perspective. So, KD, how has your first college nationals been? Any highlights so far? Any memorable moments?
Yeah, I'm psyched to be here. It's been great so far, great competition. I've learned a lot from our seniors in training and being here. And yeah, just looking forward to hopefully getting some good racing in today too.
So yesterday when you sailed, were you were in the FJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that usually your preferred boat? We know like some people might have a preference sometimes versus 420 to FJ.
Yeah, I'd say I kind of like both boats roughly evenly. You know, I think a lot of people like the 420s better in breeze, the FJ is better in light wind, and I think I would share that. But I enjoyed being in the FJs yesterday. I think I'll be the 420s today, so, you know, try to get the feel for that going. And I think both boats are definitely both great to sail in this format.
Last question, because I know you sail lasers. Do you like lasers more than the double-handed boat, equal, or now that you're doing double-handed, more different kind of perspective for both?
I'd say right now I still like the laser a little bit more. I think that comes with more familiarity, but I'm still like super excited for the next few years in double-handed as well, so definitely looking forward to that.
I like the laser too. I hate to admit it, but I still kind of do secretly, so I understand that. And now Caroline, senior, last college nationals. always like competitive on the race course, always dominant. How has your last 4 years been? And 4 years. She didn't take a gap year. How has it been, and what are you looking forward to for the rest of this event?
Yeah, first off, Katie's been doing a great job. She really stepped up as a freshman for us, so we're super happy that she was able to get in the boat yesterday. So good job to Katie. And definitely these past 4 years, I've been to 3 nationals now. Obviously, freshman year for me was COVID, but it's been awesome to race against such good competitors. I've been racing against all these guys for pretty much all 4 years. Some freshmen coming on the scene now too, but it's been awesome racing against them, and I'm really excited to hopefully get a sea breeze in today. It's day 2. We're known for our moving day on day 2, so we're itching to get on the water.
I could not agree more with that. I want to see some racing as well. And I was a senior last year, first time being the first women's team race ever. And now you got to do it again this year. I know that was huge for me, and I wish I could have done it twice. So any insight on that? Did you love it?
Yeah, I really loved it. I really love team racing. It's my favorite discipline of the sport, so it was awesome to be able to be at the first one. Also, Brown hosted it last year, which is really cool to see as well. And this year it was awesome to have Brielle join our women's team group and sail with us as our third skipper, and we were really happy to place third at Stanford. It was a great finish for the team, and it was also really cool to lead that team and see them grow throughout the year. So definitely happy that women get more representation in team racing. It's awesome.
Yeah, huge. Could not agree with more of that as well. Last question I have for you is any advice you would give younger generations of sailors, both women, not, like, moving forward?
One of the best pieces of advice I got, and I felt it, suiting up my last day today, was that just soak it in. It really goes by far too quickly, especially with the 2 COVID years sort of lost. So I think just soak it all in as much as you can, because it goes by like that.
Yeah, I feel like I was a freshman last year, so understood. And that's it. Thanks for letting me interview you guys, and hopefully again we can get on the water today and get more racing in.
Thank you, Sophia.
Yeah,
Awesome.
no worries.
Thanks, Sophia.
Thank you, Sophia, and those lovely sailors. Seniors, that's tough. Final regatta. So we're hoping to get some more races off, folks. But in the meantime, it's looking a little bit light. So stay tuned. But we will be back to you and give you full coverage the moment those boats leave the docks. So stay tuned, and thank you.
See everybody. See you soon.
See ya. This is Gloria Kevlicute. Welcome to the final day of the ICSA Women's National Championship. As the way a sport of sailing goes, sometimes the breeze fills in and sometimes it doesn't. We've been sitting in postponement all day, and unfortunately, there's just not enough time to get any more races in. But that means that surely we know who our crown champions are. electric feeling, one unmatched by any other. So you'll see that the ladies were all coming together, finding one another in the village, and they finally were able to embrace in big hugs. There's going to be a lot of emotions all around, whether it's winners or people that just didn't place in the top 3 and so on, as there was a lot of tight racing. But as you can see right behind me, the feelings are very strong here in the village. Stanford, please get together. Obviously, the Cardinal, Stanford Cardinal. Of course, the emotions are high, right? You guys just won the 2023 ICSA Women's College National Championship, right? Woo! Let's hear it. Feelings are high. You're feeling great. I mean, I can't even imagine. Do you guys want to tell me how you're feeling right now?
Yeah, we feel awesome. After coming last year so close to a national championship and just missing it, to Team Race Nationals also coming so close and just missing it, I mean, this feels amazing. I'm graduating, so this is a great moment for me. I love this team. I think we worked really hard for this. And I think we've proved it here, so.
Absolutely. And so, you know, obviously you guys have had a stellar performance, right? 10 races, you guys dominated. You guys put in the gap yesterday, right? You knew that whether or not you get out on the water, you guys had a little bit of a buffer there, right? Tell me, what do you think worked for you guys as a team to just absolutely knock it out of the park day one? Who wants to go for it?
I would just say we're all so supportive of each other and just always has each other's back, like on and off the water. And I think that's something that makes us so successful, and like we all love each other so much. And I think, yeah, that just showed this yesterday. And it was a bummer we didn't get races off today because it would have been great to get back out there on the water. But I would say that's a huge part of our success as a team.
Absolutely. And so, like you were saying, we've got seniors on the team, right? Michelle, you've had such a stellar past 4 years. Abigail, you as well. The whole team, you guys have just been dominating it as a women's team. You know, what's it like been sailing with your younger sister, who absolutely crushed it as well? Won her division by 30 points. She won half of the races, right? That's something that is so extremely difficult to do. So as an older sister, I'm going to ask you first, how are you feeling? How are you feeling as a senior? This is it. You're wrapped up. You've got, I'm sure, a few more you've got a few more days.
I mean, it's one thing to say when you're proud of yourself, but it's another thing when your family member does so fucking well. Excuse my language. But I'm so incredibly proud of her because she's a freshman. She crushed it. But I'm also proud of all of like this whole team here because they're all my sisters too at Stanford. So I'm really proud of them, and it's a long time coming because we were on the up and now it's real. So it's really nice.
You're gonna make me tear up.
Yeah, but I'm really proud of Vanessa. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, Vanessa, tell me how you're feeling. It must be electric. Your freshman dominated your division. You know, you've got your older sister. You've got clearly such a strong, communication as a team. You guys seem tight, So how are you feeling after this nationals?
A little overwhelmed. I'm very lucky. I love my team. They're like the best ever. They're always family. Even though I have one sister, I have so many sisters on the team. And I'm just so grateful to have them. And seeing Michelle, all what she did, her whole entire college sailing career, I was just like, I want to be just like her. My whole entire life's been like that. And I just love being on the team with her.
That's so sweet. Seriously, you guys are, I'm sure there's viewers crying at home. I'm definitely about to hold back tears. So you guys, seriously, congratulations. Go celebrate, please. Go take a swim. It's hot, right? All right, let's see it. Congratulations, Stanford.
All right, let's swim.
Go swim. Oh.
Wait, let's do Tristan showing. Yeah. All right.
I didn't see their class.
We're gonna jump?
Yeah, but we have
Alright,
a grad.
1 second.
All right, guys, as you know, per college sailing tradition, the winning team, if you win, you swim, right? So we're waiting for the Cardinal to go for a nice dip in the water. It's a pretty hot day and a very well-deserved win. Everybody was kind of sweating on shore as we were waiting for a race, and off they go. Awesome, guys. As you saw it, it feels good to be a winner, right? Please stay tuned. Our awards ceremony will be around 5 o'clock, so be patient and look forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Once again, welcome to the United States Merchant Marine Academy, Kings Point, and the Oakham Sailing Center. Again, my name is Rich Kane. I'm the waterfront director, and I was so happy to have everybody here today. And a little history lesson. You might have to Google this age group out here, but you're sitting on Walter Chrysler's front lawn. He lived in that White House behind there. The Academy acquired the building in 1942, and he watched his building go up in New York City. So it's pretty cool for us to be here with so much history about the building, the area, and also our waterfront. So what a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed the venue at the Merchant Marine Academy. What do you guys say? You did enjoy it? Woo! All right, thanks to my staff and everyone else here. I think we knocked it out of the park for you ladies today, this weekend. So I'd like to thank Danielle Richards from the ICSA, Amanda Clark, our PRO. I don't know where she is. She's around somewhere. Our judges, Vicky Sardeo, Kelsey Ward and Tony Weiner.
Rich, thank you. And let me first just extend a big thank you to Kings Point. They've been a great host so far, and they put a lot of resources into making this all possible, so let's give all of them another round of applause. Before we get into the awards, I also need to thank all the sponsors for this event. We have Dermatone, West Coast Sailing, Zim, Marlowe, Quantum, U.S. Sailing, Dwyer, Coral Reef Sailing Apparel, and Chris Love Productions handled all of the media live streaming. So thank you to all of the sponsors. Okay, now we'll get into the awards.
First, we'd
We'd like to recognize the low point scorers for Division B. Division B winners awarded the Judy Lawson Trophy. That will be the boat from the Stanford University Cardinal, skipper Vanessa Larkamp, and crews Grace Austin and Abigail Tyndall. Come on up, all three. Thank you.
Congratulations, ladies. How excited. Congrats. Very nice. Well, you guys hold these for any pictures, right? Willing to be in these? That would, Brendan's gonna be in. Okay, that's fine. That's good with me too.
Thank you. Thank you.
No point, Division B. Next we have the low point winners of Division A, presented the Madeline. The winners were Yale University Bulldogs, the boat skippered by Carmen Coles and crewed by Megan Grimes, Jimena Escobar, and Anisha Arcott. Congratulations.
Great job. Thank you. All right.
All right, over here in 3, 2, 1.
No point, Division A. Okay, now we'd like to recognize the teams on the podium of this national championship. In third place, awarded the Ann Campbell Trophy, the Boston College Eagles. Colleen O'Brien, Michaela O'Brien, Elizabeth Shanahan, Libby Redmond, Lily Matthew, Sarah Schumann, Elliot Dyroff, Lourdes Gallo, Caitlin McCauley, and Caroline Sibley. The Boston College Eagles, third place.
Thank you. Congratulations. Moving down. Great job. Yeah. Yep. I'm excited. Good job. Hope you guys enjoyed the venue. Good job. Yeah. You bet.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
In second place, and awarded the Kleckner Trophy, the Yale University Bulldogs. Carmen Coles, Emma Coles, Megan Grimes, Jimena Escobar, Anisha Arcott, Helena Ware, Carmen Berg, and Sarah Mader. Yale University Bulldogs, second place.
awkward there, but it's okay. Congratulations, guys. All right. Congratulations. You got everybody. Congratulations. Excellent job.
Oh, somebody's got a, yeah. Three? Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
And presented the Gerald C. Miller Trophy, your College of Sailing Women's National Champions, Stanford University Cardinal, Michelle Larkamp, Vanessa Larkamp, Sophie Fisher, Patricia Gurley, Ellie Harned, Grace Austin, Abigail Tyndall, and Hannah Freeman, the Stanford University Cardinal National Champions.
Congratulations, ladies. Excellent job. Congratulations. Very exciting. Here you go. Who's going to want to drop the plate? One more. You got it? Got it? Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you, everyone.
This time I'd like to turn it over to the awards committee of the ICSA for some final honors. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. I just have a couple of things to say. I'm not going to read the whole criteria for the award selection, but it was and still is a grueling process. We've seen a lot of results over the past couple of months, and it's difficult. You've all worked so hard to get here, so be very proud of yourselves, be proud of your teammates. There was some seriously amazing sailing going on all week. Unfortunately, we didn't get it today, but that's the way it goes. And congrats to Stanford for a great performance. I also want to introduce the All-America Committee. They don't have to come up, but I have a couple of helpers here. Rebecca McGovern from Dartmouth, John Mollicone from Brown, Charles Higgins from Tulane, Esteban Forer from Rollins, Chris Clevin from Stanford, Isaac Clark from University of Pennsylvania, Dylan Paeva from United States Naval Academy, and Jeff Pedrick representing the Midwest. The awards committee is allowed to honor up to 14 full All-Americans, and we can round out that group with up to 20 20 honorable mention All-Americans. I'm going to hand this off to Rebecca to read the honorable mentions.
All right. First up, we have a senior from Brown University, Caroline Bayless. We have a sophomore from the United States Naval Academy, Evie Blaubelt. A junior from the United States Coast Guard Academy, Emily Bornard. A sophomore from Harvard University, Cordelia Byrne. And her sister, a junior from Harvard University, Sarah Byrne. We have a sophomore from Georgetown University, Piper Holtis. A senior from Bowdoin College, Elizabeth Kaplan. A senior from Brown University, Blair McCarthy. A junior from Boston College, Michaela O'Brien. And a senior from Tulane University, Ciara Rodriguez-Corin.
Yeah, take them off, guys.
All right, big congrats for the 2023 Women's Honorable Mentions.
Hi everyone. I'm here to read the list of the Women's All-Americans. A sophomore from Yale University, Carmen Coles. A sophomore from Yale University, Emma Coles. A junior from Stanford University, Hannah Freeman. A sophomore from Cornell University, Bridget Green. A senior from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Dana Hay. Junior from Dartmouth College, Maddie Hawkins. A senior from Stanford University, Michelle Larkamp. And a freshman from Stanford University, Vanessa Larkamp. Next up, we have a sophomore from Yale University, Mia Nicolosi. And lastly, a junior from Boston College, Colleen O'Brien. Congratulations. All right, the 2023 Women's All-Americans.
Thank you. Thank you.
After the awards of the Open Dinghy Championships, we'll announce the All-American Crews and the All-American Skippers and the Sailor of the Year and Sportsmanship Award. We have Quantum Sails here to give us the announcement for the Women's Sailor of the Year.
Hi everyone, my name is Libby Tomlinson. I'm the Event and Merchandise Manager at Quantum Sails, based in Quantum's headquarters in Traverse City, Michigan. I'm really honored to be here today to say a few words on behalf of Quantum Sails as we present the Quantum Women's Collegiate Sailor of the Year Award. During my time in college, I sailed at the University of Michigan, and these days I lead an all-women's team on my J92 called Knockout. We're currently in our 10th season of getting more women on the water, competing locally, something I find continually rewarding. As I look out on this crowd of accomplished young female sailors, I see dedication, hard work, sacrifice, and passion. By earning a spot at Nationals, you are among an elite group of athletes and students. You have all spent tireless hours training, traveling, competing, not to mention keeping up with your studies. So congratulations to all of you on your success. I'd also like to congratulate Stanford on winning the women's championship. To the ICSA, all the coaches, officials, volunteers, parents, and sponsors, a big thank you to all you do to support collegiate sailing and these athletes, as well as the sport of sailing. All of us at Quantum share your passion for sailing and are dedicated to doing what we can to support and help grow sailing, which is why we're proud to sponsor this annual award for the top female collegiate sailor. Since 2003, this award has honored the women's sailing at the highest collegiate levels, many of whom have gone on to achieve even greater success in professional sailing and other careers. In conversations with past winners, we've heard how much college sailing prepared them for their future. Sailors know hard work, perseverance, teamwork, and commitment. So as I look at this crowd, I see a bright future for our sport. It's an exciting time to be a woman in the sport of sailing. There are women competing at the top level circuits such as Sail GP, the 52 Super Series, RC44 circuit, and Club Swan Nations League, to name a few. Recently, a woman named Kristen Newschafer became the first woman to win a solo around the world race. We're seeing a mixed plus division added at more events across the country. There are many past winners of this award who have and are campaigning and competing in the Olympics and other top events worldwide. More women are buying boats and sailing with friends and family just for fun. There have been many strong, driven, talented women that came before each of us to help create the growing opportunities we're experiencing in our sport today. So I urge each of you to be that person for someone else. Take what you learn here on the water in this community of exceptional women and pass it on to friends, family, and competitors in all aspects of your life. During a time when our sport is experiencing declining numbers overall, you are the fastest growing segment. And while it's an exciting time to be a woman in sailing, it's not without challenges. At Quantum, we are dedicated to working alongside each and every one of you to tackle whatever challenge is next and help celebrate your success. On behalf of Quantum Sails, I'd like to express our appreciation to all of you for your contributions to sailing thus far, and we can't wait to see what the future holds. With that, let's present this year's award to the 2023 Quantum Women's College Sailor of the Year. And I'm pleased to announce that this year's winner is Carmen Coles from Yale University.
I would just like to say a few thanks, just especially.
Nice and loud.
I would just like to express a few thanks, especially to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy for putting on such a great event. I know we have a few more days here, but I really liked how this started out with all the support from the sponsors. I'd also really like to thank my team over here. You know who you are. My coaches, Zach, Bill, and Thomas. My parents, Sophie and Jack, and Emma as well, Margot, who's not here. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the competitors all year. It's been great having, like she was saying, having more competitors to compete against and raising the level of the sport. It's amazing. So thank you.
Get another round of applause for all of the winners, individual honors, and the teams. With that, another thank you to Kings Point, and another thank you to everyone for coming. That concludes the Women's College Sailing National Championship. Thank you, everybody.